doing, everyone? This is Tony, the two-way guy. So yeah, I'd like to thank everybody for supporting the channel and watching the videos, and I hope that I'm very informative with everyone. What this box is what I called my Simplex repeater. The Simplex repeater, as I call it, is using one frequency, and once I transmit with one frequency, it sends it out on the same frequency. This box is pretty much it has the amplifier that I need in order to get a stronger signal outbound to all the rest of the radios that are using the same frequency, and in this case using the tones that we set. What I'm using for this is a GMRS Pro. It goes to this. Anytime I transmit using that radio, it goes to this, and then this records everything that I'm speaking of, and the moment that I let off the key, it transmits out back to the other radios that we use, right? Let's just put a couple of them here just so I can have it. And that's that. So that's how that works. And of course, when it transmits, it's going to transmit through this box, and I'm going to get into detail. So I'm going to put this to the side. Okay. That's my talking radio, and lay that to the side. Okay. This is my announcement. I couldn't justify paying, my announcer, as I call it, I could not justify paying $85 to plug in some special made device that goes into a repeater and it just automatically repeats. Well, I've kind of created my own little lower cost method that does it at the fraction of the price, and it keeps me compliant, and it works. I mean, we're talking like $10 here. I mean, so the Simplex repeater, of course, has the power here. The way I built it was I was using one of my wireless microphone boxes because, you know, it's really cheap. It's not like really high quality. So I decided to use it because I have another box too that I actually use as a duplex style repeater. That's another video. So I use this right here, and then what this is, it has the power on the master switch, and then this is the charge port. This is the charge port that I use. This charge port, of course, is the standard 3-prong plug that you would normally find on a computer. Now, take note that I'm not just plugging straight on into a 115 port in the house. Okay, this does use a charger that I actually took from an electric sprayer that I use outside, and because it stopped working, I used it, parted it out. So I took the charging plug, and then of course it plugs into that you open up, and it charges the battery that's in it. So just wanted to let you guys know about that one. Okay, now let's dive off into this right here to make sure we're good over here. Just crack this open, and this is what we got. This is the Simplex box, and what I'm using right here is the BTEC AMP25, I believe that's what it's called. It is the 20 to 50 watt, and I'm quoting that because the actual watts that come out of this max is 40. Even at 8 watts, when 8 watts output, sorry, 5 watts. 5 watt output on this produces 40 once this takes over and transmits. So that's how it's working on that. So it's if you guys are looking at something like this, it's a realistic 40 watt, not a straight 50. So, and then even the box will tell you that. And this right here is a LiPo 13 volt, 10 amp, 128 watt hour battery that I got like really cheap, actually. Kind of got on a discount. That's all it is. Other than that, you know, powers up, just turns on, and then what you do is you take this, plug it up. You take this, which is the part that goes into the antenna of your radio. Sorry, I can bring it in here. You plug it in, and then that's it for that portion. Okay. Now for me, I'll take this right here. This plug, this K plug. Well, this is like the mini K plug. I guess you can call it BTEC's proprietary K plug, and then plug it in. And what that goes into will be my announcer, as I call it, right? Just a little repeater. And I'm gonna just utilize this right here just for the time being and make sure I'm on the right one. And that's that. That's pretty much all it is, okay? I typically have these to keep it padded. So the way that this works is, here's the radio. That will be the receiving radio for our AKA parrot box. And how that works is you plug in this right here into the antenna of your radio, and this wire goes down to the antenna side of the BTEC, 25, whatever the BTEC and amplifier that is. And behind here, of course, which is going out of this box, is the antenna that, you know, hang out that you hang up outside or so. So here's the little proprietary mini K plug that goes into the BTEC radio to a 3.5. This 3.5 in this case is going into my recorder as it's called, but I call it my announcer, right? So it's my ID repeater that I plug in, and all I gotta do is just turn this on. When I hit play, it'll make the announcement, and it has a 15-minute run out on it, and every 15 minutes it will repeat. So I stay within FCC compliance. How does this radio work? You turn it on right here on my app. I just come into it and select it just to make sure that, bear with me for a moment. It's not even, oh, okay, there it goes. It didn't take place. That green, I was a little bit concerned. Okay, so we're on 18. Right now, this is what's going to take, or I don't know if I can get this to set up right. Oh, there we go. You can vaguely see everything. Okay, so I'm going to just take this, and what I do is I just turn on a spare radio. Speaking of which, I'm using the Baofeng F8 HP Pro next to the radio that I'm going to be discussing here. So anyways, I'm going to take another radio here, which is my next best one, my AR5RM. That one's already set. We're just going to leave that right here. Just pretend this is in my truck, right? Let's just say this is in my truck and I have my antenna hanging out the window or wherever I put it, right? In the back seat, near a window or something. Okay, and I'm one way, and let's just say this person is another way. Is somewhere else. This is going to be the in-between. How it works on a Simplex channel, for me, the way I have this one set up is I do have a cross tone, so it goes in and goes out. It goes in one tone and comes out another tone, so the squelches will open on each one. This is 722 running a test using the Baofeng BF8 HP Pro, going through to the BTEC GMRS Pro. This is 722 running a test using the Baofeng BF8 HP Pro, going through to the BTEC GMRS Pro. And that's pretty much it. And it works the other way around. 722, this is going out to 721. Can you hear me? 722, this is going out to 721. Can you hear me? Right. And let's just say that we swapped tables here, or we swapped positions here. 722, this is 721. I hear you loud and clear. 722, this is 721. I hear you loud and clear. Let me do that again. I think you heard my mic. Let me turn this one down, turn this one up. You're coming in loud and clear. You're coming in loud and clear. So there you go. I mean, that's exactly what it is. And even if I was to turn on one of these radios, is my actual repeat. This might end up working. Nope. The Vox is on this one. I don't know about this one. Well, anyways, you get the gist of it. Okay, one radio talks to this, and then this relays it out to whoever else is within vicinity with the right tones. That's exactly how it works. Let me put my primary radio back where it was, and that's pretty much what this one is, and that's exactly what I use it for. And not just for work uses, I might want to make some contact or something using the right channels, or if I might be out in the field somewhere or just off time and I want to just see who's out there, which I always pick somebody up all the time. I make sure that they're not working people, and if it is working people, I just stay off that channel, to respect the nature of them doing their job, and I don't want to cut in between. The benefit of me using this is because the work that I'm doing now is I can leave this in the truck, leave it on. It's not going to overheat or anything. I can leave it on, and me and my partner, if he's out, me and him are out for the day. If he's even in another city, not using a repeater, okay, this is strictly Simplex, that if he's within range of this, as long as his tones on his radio is set correctly, his radio will be able to transmit over to, in this case, the truck repeater, as I call it, and he will hear himself back on it only one. Nobody else is going to hear it twice, so he's going to hear himself, which means he hit my truck repeater, and then therefore, while it's repeating, of course, it's transmitting to me or anybody else that we have across the team. So that's exactly how it works. So that's what's going on here, and that's the benefit. Now I want to show you guys the benefit of using this right here. Like, what the heck is this announcer? This announcer is normally used for the moment that I already got it all. The announcer is for, I call it the announcer. I mean, typically it'll be called ID repeater. What this does is it announces my call sign, and of course it does it both Morse code and then of course my voice. This will pretty much send the audio straight to this one, and then it will send it out to all the radios and anyone listening, just to stay compliant. Better to be safe than sorry. Let me show you that. Okay, so yeah, I just want to make sure things were set up. So the way this works in this instance is you turn the Vox on in this case. You don't have to have the Vox on whenever you want to audio relay from the single radio. Not in this case. It will relay based upon the frequency that is set that this thing will allow you to do. So how this works is exactly just like this. I might have to make an adjustment on the sound, but here we go. And after that, you're free to keep moving, talk about and so forth. And every 15 minutes, this will loop and make the re-announcement again. And then, of course, it'll run its 15 minutes and then do it again for as long as this is on. It's to keep me from going to prison for 20 years at some people, and keep it short, simple, and sweet. And I just have this to repeat. And then, yeah, have this closed. And then that's that, pretty much. And then when I'm done, I mean, it's literally as simple as me turning it off. Turn off, then unplugging everything, and then we're done, right? So if I was to turn this off, I believe you'll still be able to talk, but you won't be on this same signal. 722. Nope. It does it exactly the way I want it to. I'm gonna put this one near my microphone, so you cannot hear me at all. Okay. Which means it is absolutely set. You don't have to worry about getting any input from anybody else because you're toned out on your radios. This is 722 using the mobile repeater, channel clear. This is 722 using the mobile repeater, channel clear. And that's it. No, 722 is not my call sign. I do have an actual call sign. I'm not putting my call sign on YouTube videos. That's it. If you guys wanted to know more about this, here it is right here. That's exactly how this Simplex repeater works. Drop a comment on what you want, and then I can possibly make it for you. So thank you guys. Have a good day.